Hi, I'm Vic Vogle. Welcome to our first podcast about questioning, um, where I'm sort of explaining over the course of about five podcasts uh, the components that I tend to teach in my interpersonal communication leadership course. Um, and that goes over the span of about 12 weeks. So, in this episode, today's episode, we're diving kind of deep into the foundation principles of effective communication, and with a special focus on the art of questioning. We'll uncover how powerful communication can be in leadership, coaching, and mentoring roles. Now, whether you're leading a team or guiding an employee or coaching an executive, the ability to communicate effectively is absolutely paramount. It's the bridge that connects individuals and fosters understanding, and it drives meaningful change. So, what we'll do is explore a little bit about that and questioning and how effective communication can be in building strong relationships and understanding individuals' needs and perspectives, and motivate and inspire employees, and how to resolve conflict and find solutions and create a positive environment in general. So let's get ready to unlock the power of communication, learn how to connect more deeply with those around you. Let's go ahead and get started. Effective communication is a two-way street. It's just not about delivering information. It's about actively listening. I mean, actively listening, understanding and responding thoughtfully to the other person. I often say that you have to almost get in sync with the person you're listening to. And they can tell that by the way you're reacting nonverbally and by the way you're responding through these questioning techniques. This is where the role of the questioner really becomes crucial. They act as guides, facilitating meaningful conversations and helping individuals to gain some self awareness. I mean, this dates all the way back to Socrates and Aristotle, who were Greek philosophers, and they were also educators of the wealthy and the elite. And Socrates developed a process whereby instead of uh, telling a student something that they needed to know, he would present a scenario to them and then work them through a questioning process. And through that questioning process, often the student would arrive at their own understanding of what Socrates was trying to teach them through their own process. So this is something that has been in existence for a long time, and it's been extremely useful through those times. It's also what eventually came around to be the client-centered approach to therapy with Rogers and other psychiatrists. It's very much used today to help people grasp and understand more and more. So the self-awareness is very important. And that's one of the aspects that questioning provides when you're talking or interfacing with someone else. It also helps them identify their strengths and weaknesses, explore their different perspectives, develop different problem solving skills. They can gain clarity and get direction. All of these things can happen through well designed and well asked questions. By asking the right questions, you can unblock valuable insights. You can empower other people, and you can create more productive and fulfilling experience for everyone involved. So this questioning is a very, very powerful tool. And the other thing that it leads to is the ability to create rapport. You're building a lot of rapport and a lot of trust and confidence when you use questioning. But so before we delve into the art of questioning itself, uh, it's essential to kind of set the stage for effective communication. This involves building rapport, a relaxed and comfortable, safe sort of atmosphere where individuals feel safe and they're valued, uh, and the idea that you're asking them a question in itself establishes a line of communication that allows them to perceive that you must be interested in what they want to hear. So that's a very powerful. It's establishing a link with the other person, a connection, if you will, and by doing that, you establish trust. And you do that because you're demonstrating empathy, uh, in some cases, compassion, respect, and a genuine interest in the person themselves. And that helps in terms of creating the supporting environments, ensuring that the individual feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings without fear or judgment. This can be achieved actually through things like active listening, empathy, and validation, and showing genuine interest. By creating a safe and supportive space, you encourage an open, honest communication, transparent communication, which is really essential for meaningful conversations. This brings me to the cornerstone of what makes uh, questioning so powerful, and that is active listening. And I know probably a lot of you have had a course in active listening, but uh, when I explain active listening in class over a period of those 12 weeks, we constantly refer back to it over and over and over again. We're talking about it from a lot of different angles and a lot of different perspectives of real life situations that these people are experiencing. So, active listening, it's more than just hearing the words. It's about truly understanding that individual's perspective. I once had a lady that I was sitting next to on a flight to Amsterdam where I was going to do a keynote speech, and we got to talking about this, and in the course of the conversation, I asked her. I said, "How do you know? How are you going to know if I really if I'm really connecting, if I'm really hearing what you have to say?" And she goes, "Vic, it's really simple. I don't want you to hear what I have to say. I want you to feel it." And that was her way of explaining this process of making this questioning, this interaction with somebody more than just hearing what they have to say. It means paying very close attention to what uh, they are saying, including both verbal and nonverbal cues. And this can be extremely demanding on anybody who's not used to actually implementing um, this intentional attention, this extra attention during active listening. you've got to collect a lot of information while you're doing that because the person is providing you words and they're talking to you, but at the same time, they're sending some nonverbal cues if they're face to face with you or you're on a video conference or something like that, wherever there is verbal cues. And if you're not where you can actually see them, they are sending nonverbal cues through their tone of voice, their inflection, their pauses, their rate of speed, the intensity, the whether it's loud or soft. All of those are also nonverbal cues that can tell you a whole lot when it comes to that kind of thing. So, the other thing that you need to be able to do is hear what they're saying, but at points and times where there's a pause, sometimes you'll have to identify this. This takes practice and training to do. If somebody pauses, it's at that point you might be able to ask that question that that can show that you heard them, you're reflecting, you're ensuring their understanding. Uh, it can allow you to probe deeper into something, encourage you to find deeper meanings to things. And the question might be, it this you appear extremely upset, and I can see that this is causing you a lot of anguish. And when a person hears that and they know you're listening to them, but they also know you kind of feel what they're saying, they have that desire to reciprocate honestly, and now they feel that they're in that safety zone, that comfort zone where they can be transparent and say, yes, this is driving me crazy. So those are things that are very important to understand about this area, that you're reflecting and paraphrasing and sharing understanding. You're asking clarifying questions that you can delve deeper. And this takes skill. This takes time because you have, when I talk to people about this, I go a little deeper in and I talk about the neuroscience associated with you're being able to train yourself when to let go of certain information, when other information you want to store in some sort of category that you're going to ask the next question about. So, and also, for example, if somebody is fidgeting or they feel uncomfortable or they're looking down like this and they're not talking to you where their eyeballs are connecting, you can begin to stop or find a point that's comfortable and ask them, actually reflect and tell them that you're noticing this in them. And that helps them release some of the tension and pressure that goes along with having that conversation. So, minimizing distractions and you can focus solely on the conversation. You don't want to have your phone. This is not the time to have your phone on. In fact, if you can turn it off, but you definitely don't want to stop in the middle of one of these discussions. Or the phone itself can throw a conversation off and destroy all of the confidence and the trust you have built up to that point. So you want to be careful to make sure that there's no distractions that can take you in the wrong direction once you're going down this process. So you're reflecting and you're paraphrasing, you're showing understanding, and you're clarifying questions, and you're asking deeper and deeper questions, trying to get to the key underpinning factor of what's going on. All of this is showing that you have empathy and that you're validating, kind of that you understand their feelings, and that's important because Now you're connecting. Now you're synchronized with this person. You may not even agree with their what they're saying, but at least you're on the same emotional plane, which can open it up for you to be able to help them get to where they need to be. So by actively listening, you demonstrate respect and you build trust and you create a deeper connection with individuals. And in intentional attention, observing the verbal and nonverbal cues, paying close attention will make a big difference in helping to connect with other people and gain their confidence and gain their trust. It's very crucial that you pay close attention to people's verbal cues and their nonverbal cues. Now, we talk about that a lot in the course, but it's something you have to practice. It's one reason why I put this course over 12 weeks, so people actually can get out there in their work environment and their personal environment, or even if they just go to a coffee shop and watch somebody, or if they're walking in the mall, they can make observations. There's a lot of places you can practice this, and you need to practice it. It is a skill. It is something that establishes your neuroplasticity in your brain, which sets up a pattern that helps you become better and better at it each time you do it. So there's a lot of nonverbal cues besides your facial features. There are verbal cues that include tone of voice and the pace of the speech, the pauses, the word choices people use, and then the nonverbal cues include the body language and the facial expressions, the eye contact, and many other cues like that that we talk about that have to do with what we call chronemics, which is when you say something, the timing of when you establish your communication, or the proximity, the distance you are, the haptics, which is if you're touching someone on the shoulder or shaking their hand or whatever that might be. Now, all of those are nonverbal signals and cues that you can pay attention to that say something about this connection you have with someone else. And by observing these cues, you can gain some really good, valuable insights into the individual's emotions and their thoughts and their underlying feelings. And when you reflect those back, you're ensuring that you're showing them that you understand, and that you're also encouraging with them a deeper exploration into this process of questioning. So questioning is very powerful. It's a reflecting and paraphrasing is a very powerful tool for ensuring understanding and encouraging deeper exploration. So by summarizing and reflecting back what that individual has said, you're demonstrating that you're actively listening and encouraging them to clarify and expand upon their thoughts and their feelings. It's an amazing tool. That's when you do this, you're building a connection and you're fostering a tremendous sense of trust and respect. Empathy and validation are essential for building connection, fostering trust, and creating a respectful environment. Empathy involves putting yourself in the other person's shoes, and that means not just understanding where they are, but also what it feels like to be there at the point in time. And so it involves you being concerned about some of the context around what you're talking about also. So empathy is an extremely powerful tool. It is why I say uh, emotional intelligence intersects with communication. How you see this and how you show this empathy is all intertwined between your ability to be empathetic and your ability to show that through your communication. So there's a lot to be said for this in this area. There's tremendous more. We're going to talk about some more aspects of questioning in the next podcast. So you're going to want to join me there for that. We will be um, again you posting these on my uh, um website or my YouTube website, uh, which is called Building Renaissance Leaders. And again, I have a community there. But pretty much mentioned all this already. In addition, you can find this and the interpersonal communication leadership course information, when we do them, how we do them, what's in it, and all of that information, the dates we do them. All of that is in my on my website. You go there, and the first thing that pops up is the ICLC course. So you'll find that. I look forward to you. Watch for the next podcast. It's going to be coming soon.